So, we survived 2020, a year that definitely took its toll on most people. Interestingly enough, I feel very different entering the new year than I normally would. Generally, if you are on any form of social media, every time we start a year, everyone's very optimistic, then things happen, and by the end of the year, people are like, this will be the better year. And generally, the cynical bastard in me would be like, you say that every year. But with 2020 being what it was, I can't feel that in the slightest. I honestly hope for everyone, whether you watch the video or not, that just 2021 works out for everyone. Because this year took its toll on a lot of people, and I was fortunately not one of those people. But I know so many people, based on comments and just what I see online, who either watch my videos or watch other people's videos, with having to be trapped at home while some people love it, other people hate it. It's a mental toll. And I just want to simply say, one, it gets better, push through. If you're struggling with any form of depression, trust me, everything does get better. I know this is a year that people need to hear it more so than any other, and I've honestly had comments saying that without my videos, they wouldn't have anything to do, which to me is mind-blowing, because when I get up here to make a video, I think it's just random ramblings that people don't care about, so that means a hell of a lot. So in the case that there are people who just need to hear it, I just want to say, push through. 2021, it's going to have its downs. Let's not kid ourselves. Every year is going to have negative things, but keep forward, push forward, be a little positive. And trust me when I say, things are going to get better. Distract your time. I love watching, obviously, anime, movies, television shows, playing games. There's a lot of good activities you can do inside. And there's a lot of, if you're on the internet anyway, that you have access to it clearly, use that, find a new hobby, because trust me, you're probably going to need it for the coming days. But the point of this video, I haven't done a vlog of any sorts in a while, and since it's post-holiday edition, I decided to say, you know what? Since I've now finished all my anime from fall, let's do a little catch-up, a little chit-chat, and say, first and foremost, thank you. 2020 is a pretty bad year for most people. For me, I can happily say it was my best year, for a lot of different reasons that I won't necessarily get into in this video. Just, they're personal. They're good things happen to me throughout the year. But one of the things I do want to share is that the channel did so damn well despite being faced with annihilation. When most of the stuff that you do to make videos, to make money online, gets postponed or canceled, and you're left with almost nothing happening, it's pretty much impossible, you would think, to carry on and grow your channel. And while there definitely was a slower build-up, if spring and summer wouldn't have been like they were, I kind of imagine I'd be probably an extra 5,000 or so subscribers, give or take most likely, which is small, but it's also big depending on how you look at it. But honestly, when everything started getting delayed and stuff, rather than just getting depressed about it, I just enjoyed my life. I focused on my own personal life, and in doing so, I was just really happy with the break, because if you didn't know, I started this channel making videos back in 2015. It was an off and on thing. It wasn't really until 2017 that I really was okay, I'm going to try making anime reviews. And it took me a while to get to where I'm at. That's why anytime I see self-promotion in my comments, I'm like, hey, I get how hard it is to get a channel going, but you're talking to the grindmaster here, the person who was working a full-time job and working 30 hours on YouTube on top for years. It wasn't until this year that I could take a step back and just focus on YouTube. It's been a long grind, so to have kind of Corona come in and smack me around, it was nice to actually take a step back and enjoy a well-deserved break, I have to say. But to see, especially the fall season, it's incredible. Even when I was only making a few anime reviews a week, I was doing well enough, all things considered. And to see, the successful seasons that I had, winter was pretty much in line with the previous years of reviews. But to see where I'm currently at with fall's reviews, while, yeah, there's certain things that skew view counts, like Attack on Titan, people are just excited. They're naturally going to click on it more than something like Jujutsu Kaisen. While that does have excitement, you're not going to be breaking tens of thousands of views on a show that isn't in its final season and hasn't garnished a following as big as Attack on Titan. But I can't deny, I remember it. I don't even know when it happened, to be truthful. I just remember it kind of happened. I kind of forms together. There was years where a successful video for me, a like count, how many likes I'd get would be I got 40 likes on a video, I was like, wow, that's insane. That's a lot of people liking it. Now I can get that in less than 30 minutes. It's kind of insane to see like the transition. And I've always liked the smaller growth I've had, because if I ever just blew up randomly and was at 100,000 subscribers over a month, I feel like it skews your perception of things. You take things for granted. For me, I'm very content with where I'm at. I obviously want to continue to grow. I make a lot of videos. I can safely say I make the most, as far as I can see, in terms of like consecutive anime reviews, episodic reviews, bigger videos on top within a couple of hours of them releasing. It's something I pride myself in. It's hard, but it's well worth the success of seeing people like thanking you and being like, wow, you're very timely. You don't waste my time. If something comes out a day or so later, it's usually because there's holidays or you were sick. And even when I'm sick, I'll still get the videos out more often than not. I just am really appreciative of where I'm at. I'm financially stable with where I'm at. I'm very happy with the community I built. And it's easier to filter away the toxic assholes with the type of channel I have right now. But if I blew up overnight, then there would be a lot of disgusting shit in the comments that'd be harder to wean out rather than what I have right now, which is quite easy because you get a dozen or 100 comments that are shitty a week. It's pretty easy to see what type of person that is and what they'll bring to your community versus having 1,000 overnight sort of a thing. So for me personally, 2020, it was a good year for me, but I know it wasn't for everyone. And I think a lot of times when you do these reflections, and I know a lot of people when they're doing their reflections this year are going to talk smack about the year, and rightfully so. But for me, I personally want to make this a more positive one, and that's a thank you. Because looking at where I'm at, where I can discuss what I want, and people are generally interested in that, it's something I don't take for granted. It's something that, for me personally, I don't watch anime content on YouTube at all. I really don't. There's the odd time I will watch a video. I'm subscribed to most people in the anime community, but I just don't feel the urge, because for me, my workday is watching and reviewing and analyzing anime. In my free time, I don't want to do that. I don't watch anime unless I'm going to make a video on it at this point in time. That's simply how it is. Maybe some people will view that weird, but it's the same way that if you're a professional chef and you're cooking all day, the idea of cooking at home, while it can be enjoyable, you do just kind of wish you could sit back and relax and someone else can cook for you. For me, there's a couple of reasons I'm not really wanting to watch anime content outside of my own, because I edit it, of course. The biggest reason is I don't want to be influenced by other people's content. I feel like you get locked in this like, oh, they're better than me, or oh, they do this differently than me, or the biggest, oh, they got more views than me. I just do my own thing. I'm happy with the success I have, and I like only having my own window to compare to. I can say, oh, this video didn't do that well in comparison to my own videos, rather than this video didn't do as well as someone doing the same episode review as me. It's very easy to get lost in that toxicity thought, so I just don't follow people personally, not because I have anything against them, but because, one, I make so much anime content as is. I'd rather do other things in my free time, like my favorite YouTube channels. I love channels like Abroad in Japan, which is a very interesting kind of Japanese-focused channel, traveling and things like that. Cosmonaut Variety Hour, I love his reviews, which generally are never on anime. I like Donkey for gaming content, right? I do things that are very different than what I make, because it makes my enjoyment not feel like work, if that makes sense to people. I love playing video games, and since I don't review video games, it makes them just an enjoyment thing. Like, people talking all the smack about Cyberpunk, for me, playing it on an Xbox Series X, I've had no issues other than one glitch that caused me to not have a character pop up, but when I reloaded a save and went to a certain location, that character popped back up. I love that game. You know, the internet would have you say it was the worst thing ever. For me personally, I've had no issues on that console. Enjoying my own time, so when I'm making my content, I just want it to be content that I can enjoy making, but not feel like I'm being influenced and things like that. And honestly, I've really enjoyed the channel this year. Honestly, approaching the beginning of this year, I figured by the end of 2020, would I really want to keep doing anime reviews? Not because of the success or lack of success, but more of would I get burnt out? And this was the year that really tested a lot of people, and it tested me for anime as well. When you delay and just cancel so much stuff, like, it's very easy for you to push it aside and say, we're not doing this anymore, right? Because you're just like, why not just focus on the things that are there? But honestly, I can safely say, I might have days, I might have weeks where I'm tired. I mean, approaching the end of the season, I was tired. I am going to enjoy my time off until the I get like 5 days off before the next anime is going to be starting back up. I'm going to enjoy that. Don't get me wrong. Got to edit a podcast for next week still, but it's different, right? Because I'm editing stuff about my friends and myself. This is a year that tested me and made me appreciate anime more. I fucking love anime. That's the best way to put it. I fucking love it. I don't drop too many F-bombs in non-podcasts just because of the monetization gods coming in, but I'm past the minute mark, so I'm good here. But I have to say, like, I just don't get burnt out. I review more than most because I simply like more than most people. I always get these questions like, do you ever feel like you're going to switch your content up because no one really reviews anymore? No. I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. I don't give a damn what people do. I don't give a damn that there's only channels that I used to follow a lot, like only do a couple of reviews a week. Even if I made 50,000 views on every single video I uploaded, not only because one, I'd be like, well, YouTube's not going to last forever. I hope it lasts tens of years, but I want to be able to financially secure myself as long as possible. But at the same time, I want to just keep making videos. I like making videos. If I don't have a video to make that day, even if it's only a couple hours of work, I feel bored. Simply put. For me, the idea of days off are just something I don't really get. The only time I've ever really wanted days off was when quarantine first started and honestly the end of the fall season, which I'm getting right now and got back in the day. For me, reviewing is something that I love. It is a job, but it's also a massive hobby. And the ability that people have given me to be able to do that is something I don't take for granted. I just want to say thank you for 2020. It easily could have been the worst year of my life, but because a large portion of YouTube just being so positive towards me, it actually ended up being the best year of my life, if I'm being completely honest. And like I said at the beginning, I know it's not for everyone, and most people hated this year, were depressed, or suffered a lot of losses. For you, I say my condolences. I hope it gets better. And just know that if you ever need to chat, go ahead. You can message me on Twitter. You can comment. Anytime I get someone who comments like they're down in their luck and they feel like living's not worth living, I always try to give a motivational message that's not going to push them over the edge, but give them that encouragement. It happens more than, honestly, I can express. It's actually surprising because I think you only get that when you have a really large following, but I also forget that 30,000 subscribers is a lot of people, all things considered. So never be scared to reach out to me if you ever do need that words of encouragement, but just know 2021 is going to be your year. If you make it, there's going to be struggles, don't get me wrong, but just find your hobbies, find your passions, and just try your best. Thank you for 2020. I know it's different than probably most people's New Year's recap, but you know what? I gotta be honest with you, and seemingly people like my honesty, and that's what they come here for. I had a good Christmas. I'm probably gonna have a great New Year's. Hopefully everyone had the same. If you got any cool things from Christmas, let me know down below. I got some nice new figures. I got this awesome Link figure. That's from Breath of the Wild. That was really cool. So I got some good stuff. I had a good Christmas. I hope you did too. So let me know your thoughts down below. Whatever you're feeling, of course. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Till next time, take care. Have a happy new year. And of course, have a good one.